Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our session on the fundamentals and strategies of behavior change. Today, we'll explore how environmental factors influence behavior, the role of reinforcement, and the ethical practices that are essential for effective behavior modification. I'm excited to guide you through these key concepts that can make a real difference in understanding and shaping behavior. Let's dive in. When we talk about behavior change, there are a few core assumptions we need to keep in mind. First, behavior is heavily influenced by the environment where it happens. Essentially, the conditions around us and what follows our actions play a big role in shaping how we behave. This means we can often predict how someone might act by understanding their environment. Second, behavior isn't random. It follows consistent patterns. These patterns are shaped by events that happen before and after the behavior, making it lawful and predictable. Finally, by using these insights, we can create effective interventions. If we change the environment in the right way, we can encourage the behaviors we want to see. This approach is a foundation for many successful behavior change strategies. Environmental factors are key players in shaping and sustaining our behavior. They create the context in which actions occur and can significantly influence how we behave. When we talk about antecedents, we're referring to the specific stimuli or events that happen right before behavior, acting as signals or prompts that trigger that behavior. Then there are setting events, which are broader background conditions. These might not directly trigger behavior, but influence how a person reacts to those antecedents or consequences. Together, antecedents and setting events work hand in hand to affect the likelihood of certain behaviors happening. They set the stage, influencing not just whether a behavior occurs, but also its intensity and form depending on the circumstances. Understanding this interplay is essential for effectively analyzing and guiding behavior. Reinforcement plays a crucial role in shaping behavior by using consequences that increase the chances of behavior happening again. Positive reinforcement works by adding something pleasant after behavior occurs, encouraging that behavior to continue. On the other hand, negative reinforcement strengthens behavior by removing something unpleasant when the behavior happens. It's important to also understand punishment and extinction. Punishment aims to reduce a behavior by applying an aversive consequence, while extinction decreases behavior by simply withholding reinforcement altogether. By understanding these different types of consequences, we can intentionally design interventions that effectively promote positive behaviors or decrease unwanted ones. Collecting and analyzing behavioral data is essential for making well-informed decisions when it comes to interventions. By measuring behavior precisely, we can identify patterns and understand the relationships between different factors. This helps us track progress in an objective way. Using this data-driven approach means we can tailor behavior change strategies to fit individual needs and make adjustments as necessary over time. Ultimately, relying on evidence ensures that our methods are more effective and accountable, giving us clear, measurable indicators of how well interventions are working. When working on behavior change, it's crucial to prioritize respect for each person's dignity, autonomy, and rights. Ethical practice means honoring these fundamental principles at every step. Interventions should always be designed with beneficence in mind, aiming to promote good outcomes while avoiding any harm. Another key aspect is obtaining informed consent, ensuring individuals fully understand and agree to process. It's also important to keep procedures as minimally restrictive as possible, allowing individuals the greatest freedom while still achieving goals. Throughout the intervention, we must carefully consider each person's preferences and overall welfare. Lastly, ethical guidelines help protect against any form of coercion, making sure treatment is conducted responsibly and humanely. Together, these considerations form the foundation of ethical behavior change practice. Antecedent manipulation involves changing the stimuli or environmental conditions that occur before behavior, with the goal of influencing how likely that behavior is to happen. This means we can adjust cues, signals, or prompts to encourage positive behaviors. At the same time, we can remove or alter triggers that might lead to unwanted behaviors. The main purpose of these strategies is to be proactive, setting up the environment in a way that promotes good behavior and minimizes the need for reactive measures later on. By carefully modifying what comes before behavior, we create conditions that support success and reduce the occurrence of problems. Differential reinforcement is a strategy where we focus on encouraging behaviors we want to see by providing reinforcement, while intentionally not reinforcing behaviors we want to reduce. There are different ways to apply this technique. For example, we might reinforce alternative behaviors that serve the same purpose, behaviors that can occur at the same time as the unwanted behavior, or even behaviors that are less intense than the problem behavior. The goal here is twofold: to increase the frequency of appropriate behaviors and at the same time, decrease the occurrence of inappropriate ones. This balance makes differential reinforcement a powerful and effective tool when it comes to modifying behavior. Extinction procedures center on reducing unwanted behaviors by stopping the reinforcement that was previously maintaining them. Essentially, if you no longer reward behavior, that behavior is likely to decrease over time. When reinforcement is consistently withheld following behavior, you'll typically see a gradual reduction, and in many cases, the behavior may eventually stop altogether. However, extinction works best when combined with other intervention strategies to enhance its effectiveness and provide a more comprehensive approach. It's also important to be aware of potential side effects, like extinction bursts, where behavior might temporarily increase before it declines. Managing these carefully helps ensure a smoother and more successful outcome. When shaping behavior, we begin by identifying behaviors that are close to the desired outcome. These initial behaviors or approximations are reinforced to encourage progress. As the individual demonstrates actions that more closely resemble the target behavior, reinforcement is given for these closer approximations, gradually guiding them forward. This step-by-step process continues systematically, allowing complex behaviors to develop over time. Ultimately, shaping enables us to cultivate behaviors that might not happen naturally, ensuring behavior change happens in a controlled and progressive way. Many people believe that willpower alone is enough to drive behavior change, but this is a common misconception. In reality, environmental factors and a person's learning history play crucial roles in shaping behavior. Another widespread myth is that punishment should be the main strategy to reduce unwanted behaviors. However, this overlooks the fact that reinforcement-based approaches are often more effective and ethically sound. By clarifying these myths, we can promote behavior change practices that are both scientifically grounded and respectful of individuals. This understanding is key to making meaningful and lasting changes. When it comes to behavior change, one size definitely does not fit all. Effective plans need to be tailored to each person's unique needs, preferences, and circumstances. This means really understanding what motivates them, taking into account their cultural background, abilities, and the environment they live in. When interventions are customized in this way, they become more relevant and acceptable, which naturally boosts their effectiveness. Ultimately, these personalized plans are more likely to lead to lasting, sustained behavior change, making the effort truly worthwhile.